Happy birthday, Donald Trump. It is Flag Day. It is Friday. It's happy hour. Remember to grab something red, grab a drink. Are we live? Okay, yes, we are live. We want to make sure everybody is celebrating Flag Day with us, celebrating Donald Trump's birthday, and time to say enough with all of us. Time for America to get pissed off. Buenos Aires is pissed off. Why aren't we?
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.
So another great patriot there, speaking on his views that has, had a tragedy, another victim of lawfare. We've seen it over and over again. That was an interview on Dragon Chain with Joe Rotes. That's another decentralized solution that was attacked through the systems, the powers that be that you can support. There's a legal fund on Dragon Chain or Den Social. If you go to, I believe it's legalfund.dragonchain.net. Oh gosh, I'll need to get the website for you guys. But they do have a legal fund that they're fighting a battle against the powers that be, as well as you guys saw me put out a video or on our Truth Tuesday video. I reposted it because we had some pushback on it, but I did share some of Reggie's tweets where he's facing some fines and possible jail time if he does not pay some fines coming due very soon. And so there is a organic community effort that there are links in the description of this video that you can either make a donation to his legal fund. You can buy silver rounds that have the word Veritasium on it and the patent number, some of the patent numbers on it, and that are collectible items. And that supports his legal fund or legal fight and can help him in that fight. And that's a way that you can help fight back against some of this tyranny, in my opinion. What's going on, Westwood? How are you? Happy Flag Day.
Yes, happy Flag Day. Well, my liver's having a struggle with his gin and tonic right now.
It's cleansing your liver. Gin and tonic is a botanical.
All the botanicals in there. It's like Flava Flav in the liver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either that or it's going to be a catcher's mitt. What happened? Your account has been locked. Oh, great.
Of course it has.
On Friday.
I got locked out of Facebook again. It let me post for a couple days and then it locked me out again just today. So, but I am able to stream on YouTube, Rumble, or not Rumble. No, I can't on Rumble again. But I can on Pilled and Odyssey or Library and on Twitter. And I think that's about it.
Okay.
I'm limited in my choices.
All right. I had to DM Elon. It's unlocked now.
I'm seeking freedom. You and Elon have direct lines of communication.
Absolutely. The red phone, bat phone kind of thing.
There you go.
Red. A lot of red. You got red. I got red. There's red, a little bit of pink.
It's a great color.
Yeah. Got a little red on the.
The Buffett. It's 5
What
o'clock.
would Jimmy Buffett do? Oh, yeah. Let's get banned. Anyway,
right.
All right, I'm styling it down a little bit because, I got the whole thing coming up next week, and we got our meetup for a week from today, and it's going to be hot here. Not Buster Poindexter hot, but heat, hot. Feeling hot, hot. So yeah, it's time to dress down a little bit. Have some water sport games.
That'll be fun.
Come to the meetup next Friday, June 21st. If you need details, I don't know. Why is my name not on here? Do I not have like a little handle or anything anymore?
It does when I'm not doing this.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. Makes sense.
There you go.
Distracted me. It's a distraction.
When I'm not posting
It's a
comments from
distraction.
the community, then your name
Okay,
is on
gotcha.
there. Yeah.
Okay, it's not all about you, Westwood. It's about the community too. All right. So go to ClintWestwood.
Sorry. Go ahead.
There it is. Go to ClintWestwood.net right there and click the big link at the top, and then it'll tell you all about the happy hour live meetup next Friday in Metamora, Metamora, go Metamora, Illinois. And there's going to be a big carnival going on. It's a big old circus, all kinds of fried foods and rides and some alcohol involved. And you can watch us live.
Fun fact about Metamora, Illinois,
Yeah.
is that the courthouse that the town square is on has a like bronze statue of Abraham Lincoln and the little lady that if you watch the documentary or the movie about Abraham Lincoln that came out a few years ago, there's a story where he is, when he was a lawyer, he was defending a woman who was in a domestic violence marriage, and very abusive situation. And she actually accidentally killed her abusive husband in an altercation defending herself. And she was being tried for murder. And she said, and I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like the decision was about to come down. And she said something like, where can a good woman get?
Where can I get a good drink of water? Something like that.
Drink of water, something like that.
And
he said, you can get a good drink of water, something like across the river or something.
Yeah, something like I hear Kentucky has good water, something like that.
So across the river.
Little insinuation
and remember, he's so tall. Back in the day, he was tall compared to this little bitty woman, and he supposedly lowered her out the window of this second-story courthouse, allegedly, supposedly.
We don't know,
and we don't know, but supposedly she may have ran away and crossed state lines, and we're talking
jurisdiction.
Out of jurisdiction. And a lot of this conversation we're having right now is about jurisdiction. And even today, they're talking about right now the Merrick Garland thing. And well, yes, he was found guilty of contempt of Congress, but they're saying that they're not going to arrest him because the DOJ, is it the DOJ or the?
Yeah, probably. I would assume
the DOJ doesn't have jurisdiction to then arrest him.
He's the head of the DOJ.
Congress does have a like a guard or I can't remember what it's called, a guard or I can't remember the term. I want to say like a guard of, or a court of arms, or an arm of, darn it, I can't remember the term.
Master at arms?
Something like that. That they have like a master of arms or a person of whatever that can sergeant at arms, something like that. They can go physically arrest people. Sergeant of arms? I don't know.
It's probably some fancy title.
I can't remember the term.
But it could happen.
That could go physically arrest people.
So you're saying there's a chance.
But is that what's best for America? Because I think that's the conversation that is kind of going on right now, is like, are we at this point where it's just a litigious society that's tit for tat? Is that what's best for America? Is that we're just at each other? It is just us versus them, and we just go back and forth with each other? Or
every 4 years,
every 4 years, or every however many years, that we're just trying to nitpick each other to death and find everyone's sin? or, you know, and then that goes into the whole religious conversation of like, do we forgive sins? And then you go into like the whole Bix, forgive me, Nasera, Jacera, or some kind of
some sort of reset.
Reset, or what's the name of that? Where every 7 years, Jubilee kind of thing, where we say like, look, we are in just the biggest.
We're done.
Yeah.
You got to clear. You got to wipe the slate clean.
You have to wipe.
That's what we haven't done. We haven't wiped the slate clean since 1913. I mean, it's just accumulating, and you know, 1913, the Federal Reserve Act, you know, debt-based monetary system that we're in, and you have you got to purge it. And I mean, that's why you have bankruptcy laws. I mean, it really is, because they know that at some point, you know, sooner you run along for a long time, sooner or later God will cut you down, you know, little Johnny Cash. But that's what it is. You can keep playing the game, but they know, since it is kind of a Ponzi scheme, and there's more and more debt that has to service the existing debt, at some point you can't do it. So you got to have some purge. You know, that's where bankruptcies occur. It has to happen, or else the system, it just breaks. I mean, it just doesn't work anymore. So, you know, you kind of have to reset it a little bit. So they reset it that way. But what you're saying is the Jubilee is like, that's it. We're clearing the debt. We're starting over. That's it. Done. You know, and then we start afresh. Completely start afresh. Everybody. So.
Yes.
Something like that.
I mean, is that?
Well, you look lovely with your red epaulets. Isn't that what they're called? Epaulets?
Well, so I wore this today because I was so excited to be like having Flag Day and Donald Trump's birthday and all this. And then I was like, oh, dang, I wanted to wear this for the meetup. So you guys are going to see me wearing the same thing 2 Fridays in a row. And I don't care.
Yeah.
But maybe I do because I mentioned it. I don't know. Oh, well.
Some psychological.
And no one probably would have noticed except that I just mentioned
it. Now that you've called it out, they're going, oh,
now
that is the one she had on. Yeah, look, right here. I got it on YouTube.
Now I have to go shopping. Shopping.
I'm telling you, tank tops, cut off jean shorts, and some flip flops. We're good to go.
I do have cut off jean shorts.
I know. That's what you need to wear.
Yes, I do have those on.
All right.
So I'm good with that. We have
it's a carnival. I mean,
new friends,
Lisa,
in the chat.
The sites you will see, this is like a Dr. Seuss thing, the sites you will see at the carnival, because it draws in everybody from like the Peoria area and all the other places. And I mean, the town just gets overrun with people looking to have a good time. And so you get quite a view. Yeah.
I've been for a couple yees now.
Right. I mean, always have a good time. Friday night. Look out.
Especially if Polly P's there to entertain and ride the rides with the kids so that we don't have to ride the
I know.
ride.
I know. This is my youngest daughter, she says.
Is Polly
coming back? You know, the one I rode the egg roll with, the ride, and this egg roll thing. It's hilarious. It's like, if you ever seen the octopus, you know, it's got the octopus and then it spins sideways. The egg roll like goes up like a Ferris wheel, but it's like an egg shape and it goes like this all the way around. And you're in it going forward and this and that. And I'm like, I ain't getting on that. Polly?
Polly says no. He's not doing
he rode the egg roll and said, whoa. Yes, he got rolled. I got scrambled.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff. I just know my limitations. I'll get on maybe the Ferris wheel, even though I don't like heights, and then she'll try and rock it. My youngest daughter, when I'm up there, I'm like, don't rock it. Don't be rocking the frickin' Ferris wheel seat. She laughs at me and thinks it's funny. And I said, okay.
Breaking news.
Dr. Get on the ground.
And other public officials have had criminal referral requests, including murder, submitted against them to district attorneys in Louisiana. Happy Flag Day, everyone.
Louisiana.
Get it, Louisiana.
Louisiana. All right, what we got? I'm looking at the chat here to get a little comic relief, as if we don't have enough of it.
Charlie G's in the house. Great Gazoo. Polly P. A new friend of ours is in the house. Mark Weems is in the house, of course. Mitchie, Thurand, Jim. Crypto Comedy Finance News. is our new
Hey,
friend in the
that's
house.
right up my alley.
Warrior is in the house. Good to see him.
Everybody in the house.
And I apologize for missing Aquarian Done Nappings in the house, for missing your show last night. It was my little
show. I ain't
sister's
got no
birthday.
show. I made a video in 2 weeks.
Yes. Well, you and Blind Dave and
The Hashed It Out show.
Steak and Bobby. Yeah. I usually try to always watch that on Thursdays. If you guys haven't watched it, make sure you go watch it. I'll be watching it later tonight in between now and Spaces.
Oh, you think there's going to be a gap between when we end this show and Spaces? When are you going to fit that in?
Not.
5 times speed?
I do that.
I know you do.
I do it 2.5.
Westwood's like,
It's very hard to understand Javi that fast.
oh, Lord.
But I can usually catch everyone else but Javi that fast. So.
I got you. Yeah.
So.
Some people are meant to be on 2X, 2 speed. No doubt about that. No doubt.
That's true.
No doubt about that. Better put it on 1X because it's going too fast right now if you're listening to it on 2X. Really mess people up.
That will really mess people
Mm-hmm.
up. There's a lot.
Play that backwards and see what it means.
Oh, I'm not even going there with all that.
All right. Get into the subconscious brain waves, Westwood.
Subconscious.
So what else is new other than you're getting excited to come to a meetup in a bunch of hot weather? I hate the heat. This is why I'm like, okay, so next week is going to be the 20th of June is a full moon.
First of all, wait. Before
Whoa, back up.
Whoa. Happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there. To you, to Mitchie, to most of all, my great husband, to my dad, Papa T, to your dad, to all the amazing fathers out there that we know and love, to Bixweir, to father figures like Cliff High, to Reggie Middleton, to a lot of the amazing fathers and father figures in our space.
And all that father energy that's out there.
Yes.
Kudos.
And that's what we need in our country again, is we've had a fatherless country for too long. Like our generation, I think, especially there was, the women's lib movement, trying to make this a fatherless country, the fatherless generation. And that, I think, is what was wrong. That's one of the biggest things that went wrong in our country, was trying to remove fathers from our families and from our country. And so, make fathers great again.
What are women supposed to do? Stay home and bake cookies?
Yes.
Remember Hillary?
And raise
Stay home and
children.
bake cookies?
And that is an amazing thing to do.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Have
if
a
mom's home baking cookies, I'm probably going to be hanging around and not getting in trouble.
Right.
I like to eat cookies. Saying.
Right. And it doesn't make moms less than to raise children.
Absolutely not, because I haven't missed a meal. And I appreciate it.
And, every year they do, for Mother's Day, they show how many people you would have to hire to do a mother's job. So it doesn't make moms less than to have a father in the home being a father. That is God's design, is for it to take both of us, and that builds stronger children, which builds a stronger country. So let's do this together and stop thinking that one it's a mutually exclusive arrangement. We're more together. Once again, just like cryptocurrency, if we all put in together, we're more together.
Yes.
So let's do this together.
I agree.
Happy Father's Day to all the amazing dads in the chat. Absolutely. Jim Montgomery, Mark Weems, Charlie G, all of you guys. Love to all
Go
of you.
get yourself a nice cigar. Have a Father's Day. Enjoy it.
I wish I had moved. It was just my business that I was moving opening a physical location for my business. But I appreciate that. That's very sweet. Gazoo, if you are a dad, much love to you. Much love to all the dads in the chat as well. So before we jumped forward to next weekend, I wanted to take a break and make sure I mentioned Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and father figures in our life.
Amen. So be it.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. You need like a prayer
rag.
rag.
Yeah, rag. Wipe the sweat off. It's not that bad today, actually. It's going to be a lot worse. Monday, it's supposed to be 97 with some humidity. The funny thing is, I take my wife's vehicle in, drop it off Sunday night, Monday to get some things changed on it, and she's going to be driving to work in the Digibug that has no air conditioning. So she's going to be cussing me. I said, hey, I'll put air conditioning in. She said, no, don't worry about it. I can get through the day. I said, okay.
She's a good woman.
Make that cheddar, baby. University of Alabama's calling. It's all good. Roll Tide, roll. Speaking of which, my daughter, oldest daughter, the Alabama girl, she's here. She's actually working an event it's called Tailgate and Tall Boys over in Bloomington Normal right now. And then she will be after, I think, Monday, she'll be off. She's taking the week off. Just spend time with us. Whole week.
Awesome.
Not going to be making any money.
She's going to be shopping with Aunt Lisa.
She's going to be
I will
like,
have a new shirt by Friday since she's home.
come on, man.
If you get her and
I'll have her serving drinks and I'll hear
her mother together, yes, we'll be shopping by next Friday. I'm not worried at all.
I'll have her slinging drinks. I'll say, get behind the bar and start making drinks.
I'm not worried at all.
You make you some money, girl. You got to work that crypto action. But anyway.
It's fine.
So, so she'll be hanging out with us. The pool, I got in the pool the other day. Camila even got in the pool. So, she was okay with the amount of bugs, the ratio in there. So, I mean, if she can get in there, anybody else can get in.
Why are there bugs in the pool?
I got to skim it. I got a cover that doesn't work. It's too windy. It's just all kinds of issues out here I got to deal with on a daily basis.
Welcome to the world of
It's some redneck pool action, let me just tell you. But it's clear, it's treated, so
okay.
There won't be any algae or anything like that. It'll be nice and clear. Chlorinate the heck out of it. You might be bleached when you get out, but hey, if there's any bugs, they're dead.
Oh,
the thing is, when it's going to be 95 degrees and you've been having a few drinks and you're hot,
don't care.
And you're like, I don't even care. I just get in the damn pool. Just get in the pool. Got
Just
room in that pool, Paulie?
Make sure you have like a bucket or something where everybody has to rinse their feet before they get in.
Yeah. What I was thinking about doing, if I've got any recipes out there, what I'm looking at doing, I've got a little igloo thing, that my wife picked up at a thrift store. It's all cleaned up, and so I'm thinking about putting a little like a little sangria on ice in there, so we can walk by and refresh ourselves or something like that, in the heat. I don't know if anybody's got any recipes for like jungle juice or anything. I guess there is no recipe for jungle juice. You just pour stuff in. But no, I want something clear and refreshing, like mojitos out of the igloo.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, just to have it out there on ice, and you can, pour a little drink of something and refresh yourself. Not too much alcohol.
Oh, I have a great recipe.
It's enough to, because the heat.
Tito's and Waterloo.
A little bit.
Watermelon Waterloo.
We'll have to dilute it really good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Mm. All right. Let me check my list. I'm not going to talk about that. We talked about the summer solstice, didn't we? No, we talked about the full moon.
We did not.
Talked about the full moon on the 20th.
I interrupted you when you were talking about that. I apologize.
Circle back. So we're talking about the summer solstice now. On the 20th of June, the meetup again for everybody out there, June 21st. If you don't know how to use the web nets, and click on clintwestwood.net and click the link at the top with all the details. The meetup is on June 21st in the middle of Illinois actually. And the 20th is a full moon. I think it's 8:07 p.m. local time. And then the summer solstice is on the 21st. So we've got some real woo-woo stuff going on around that time. You might want to come hang out here and be around some, woo-woo freedom people. Just saying.
And be grounded.
Right.
Might be a good idea.
Lots of stuff to do. Any other time, there's nothing to do, but lots of stuff to do this next week. Just saying.
And you would not be near the Russian nukes and the flooding.
Exactly. You're like as inland as you can get. I mean, you're not down there on the coast in Florida, getting dumped on and rained on, and all that stuff. And
they
swimming,
just, like DeSantis did a emergency order.
Yeah, exactly. State of emergency. Well, wait till a hurricane rolls in. Well, that's saturated ground. Not good. Just saying.
Oh my God.
Go to high ground.
The House of Representatives passed a bill for mandatory military registration for men between 18 and 26.
Well, haven't they done that with the selective service? Wasn't that kind of on the books?
I don't know.
I guess what are the penalties now if you don't do it? That's what I'm looking at. Did they really? The House passed that?
Mm-hmm.
Your conservative House. Republican House. Yeah, there you go.
All the helicopter moms are going to lose their, what? Nah, my baby.
Mandatory service. Okay.
They're all going to
sign up. Yeah. Mandatory sign up. Sorry.
Registration.
Yes. Registration.
Gotcha.
Here's my solution to that. I ain't signing up for nothing, but if you go to a public school, you should have training in firearms and know how to use them and understand what they are, so that when you get out, you're kind of like a well-regulated militia, right?
Yeah.
Just saying. And at that point, if anything were to happen, you're kind of prepared to deal with it. However, when you send people who are in the National Guard, that's supposed to guard the nation, to the Middle East, that's kind of a problem for me.
Well, because that is actually illegal. The National
Guard, they did it here just locally.
It's a state guard, and they are supposed to stay in the state.
But the governors probably sign over and say, "Oh, okay, yes, you can have our citizens."
That was never supposed to happen.
No.
Bush did that, and that's actually.
I know. And when he did that, I was like, "Are you kidding me? You're sending the National Guardsmen to the Middle East?"
Because
now they're doing it again.
We choose to be ignorant.
Mm-hmm. I mean, think about it. When I was growing up, if I were 18, and at the time, and I think, "Oh, I'm going to join the National Guard," I think there is no chance that I am going to go to a foreign country and have to fight.
Never. Yeah.
No, I'm joining the National Guard. If I want to do that, I'll sign up for a branch of the military, and then I never know what's going to happen. But if I join the National Guard, why would I think that I'm going to be, going overseas? Doesn't make sense to me. National Guard. Okay. I don't know. Guard the borders, something like that. I don't know.
But that's where you should be taking your state nation. Is that what it's called? Nation state.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it is. But you get to go to the Middle East. You get a free ride, baby. You get to go visit all the fun stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're doing this stuff. If they're just ramping it up for theater or what. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Is that why they make the patches Velcro on the uniforms? So they can just, you're not National Guard. Now you're military.
That's an excellent point. Hey, NATO. Hey, UN. Yeah, pretty much. Here's your blue helmet.
No, we have to say no.
Pretty much.
Time for, like Uncle Cliff said this week, time to start practicing the N-word. Time to start saying no. No, no, no.
I agree with that, girl. Just say no. Isn't that what Nancy Reagan said? Just say no. Hey, all our candidates now are crypto candidates, right? Everybody's pro crypto. Even Biden's trying to figure out with Brian Armstrong how to accept donations on Coinbase. Is that kind of where we're at? That everybody knows that, crypto is the thing. And if you do not appeal to the crypto community, you're kind of missing out. Which is, I think, a good thing. Some Some people are
My
behind the
smart
curve.
mouth wants to go so many directions.
With me or someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
I
right.
won't say all the things bouncing around in my head right now.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, Trump said he's going to abolish the income tax and replace it with
I
tariffs.
saw that. But he said that when he was in office.
Well, he probably wanted to do it. He just didn't have Congress's support. That's the thing. People, you got to realize a president is not a dictator, even though, they want to control the Department of Justice and do a lot of dirty deeds. But you got to realize that the president, just because they want to do something, doesn't mean they can do it with, hang on, the trusty magic wand. You don't come into office and get the magic wand and just be able to do whatever you want with this magic wand. Bill Clinton thought he could do it. However, that didn't work out well for him. So you cannot think that just because Trump wants to eliminate the income tax, that means it's going to happen, when, what is it, November 5th? What's the election day? I don't even know. Is it the 5th of November?
I thought it was in March originally. But
Well, I mean, this year, on our timeline. Is it November 5th, the election? That was the inauguration.
I don't know.
Election. When's the election day? Who knows? Is it November 5th? Is it 3rd, 4th? I don't even know. Anyway, if it were November 5th, that'd be kind of interesting. Remember the 5th of November. But I don't know that it is. But the point being is that just because a presidential candidate says, hey, this is what I want to do, doesn't mean that they can do it when they're president, because they don't have the authority to do it and they need Congress to do it. So,
people have such a short memory. This is where it's just shocking to me. I mean, I'm like,
I'm going to declassify the JFK files.
We already did all this stuff. We already saw this stuff. Like Sean said, he was like, can you believe that they are posting Hunter's laptop is real?
Lord, they're finally admitting it. Okay, explain this to me.
The FBI already said it was.
Right, it is. Exactly, they admitted it. But didn't they use in this latest trial, didn't they use evidence on that laptop in the trial, this gun trial that Hunter got convicted in?
Mm-hmm.
Did they use it or not? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand.
So basically it's real and legit. Okay. All right. It's been introduced into a court of law.
Of all the other things on.
Well, that's the thing. Now you got a precedent set. And that thing is like a big old can of worms that anybody can go dip into. So hopefully they start doing it, because it's legit at this point.
Okay,
so what else is on
here's
there?
What
can we bring out?
Sort of that. But is Hunter just the whipping boy and distraction for Joe not being held accountable? Is it like, oh, well, let's hold Hunter accountable instead of holding Joe accountable?
I don't know. I mean, that's not good enough for me. It may be for some people, but I mean, I look at it from a bigger picture.
What happened with SBF? Look how these people are offering up their children as the sacrifice. I mean, you're seeing it across the board. These people are offering up their children as a sacrifice. Their children are being put in jail.
Right, but that's what they do. I mean, that's kind of part of the thing to join the club, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to like sacrifice.
Let's look at Pelosi, for God's sake. Her nephew, whatever. But not her. She's untouchable.
No, because she sacrificed something else.
Almost the next president. She got on a plane with 93 people and almost avoided a bio attack.
No, you're right.
Trump hadn't stopped her.
You're right. Absolutely.
You guys go watch the Beyond Mystic, the latest 107 video with Beyond Mystic. And if you don't watch anything of it, it's very long. If you don't watch anything of it, watch the very last 20, 30 minutes of it and think about Reggie's patents and what Bix and I have told you about silver, ITMs, peer-to-peer transactions, and that the military is the only way. Just saying.
Would you like to swing on a star? My top hat on here and spin it around.
That's what my recommendation.
Yes. Okay. No, go check it out. Absolutely. There was something very big I wanted to talk about, and of course I forgot, but that's okay. I don't have it on the notes.
You don't have it on the notes. The biggest
No.
thing that you want to talk about, you forgot.
Yeah, you know, it was so important and so, you know, brain shaking that I thought it would stay there and wouldn't lose it, but I lost it.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about so all of these sanctions on Russia and
Meanwhile, they have submarines in the Caribbean.
not just in the Caribbean, off the coast of Florida.
It's all good.
Don't worry.
We're winning.
Hey, guess what, Westwood? Don't worry though. They said there are no nukes in those submarines.
Hi.
So
There's no nukes in them.
They're just doing exercises.
Oh, you make me look at this big boy.
Oh, is that Charlie?
Oh, this is Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Oh my gosh, he's
Hi,
cute.
Charlie boy. Yes. You get a cameo, Charlie. And my other dog's like jumping on my leg, like, put that dog down. What are you doing? Oh,
he didn't name his dog after
Okay.
you, but his name, he's 3 years old and he was already named Charlie.
Brewing like
My Charlie goes, oh gosh, name his dog after me. Yeah.
Mitch is like, you just destroyed every bit of training that I put into this dog by doing that.
If
Just
Putin
completely
told
washed
you,
it away. Mind wiped.
If Putin told you, if Putin sent you a present and said, don't worry, there's no nukes in there, would you believe him?
Hey,
He said, I'm gonna park my car in your front driveway.
Yeah. It's
After, wait, no. It gets better. 2 days after he says the U.S. is my enemy.
Yeah.
Because you made sanctions on us and gave the Ukraine, you seized our assets and gave the Ukraine our assets.
Yeah.
And so we retaliated by calling you out as that the U.S. is our enemy. And then, you know what? I'm going to go drive my big badass submarine right off the coast of Florida. But
that's what I call big pimping, baby.
Don't worry.
Big
There's no
pimping.
nukes in there.
That's all good. It's just like that satellite, or what was it, that weather balloon satellite thing that flew over the whole United States. There's no cameras. It was just
There's no
Chinese
camera.
satellite, you know. There's no, we're not doing anything. No pictures. No worries. It's all good.
There's
It's all good in the hood. Oh, here comes some more barking because here comes a car.
There are no weaponized mosquitoes in there.
Absolutely not, even though Bill Gates dropped a bunch of
You
mosquitoes
think-
all over Florida. It's fine.
Why would you think that? We're friends. I like you very much. I'm just going to sit right next to you. You don't mind that, do you? Wow. Yes. Yeah, and the Saudi contract was just ended. No problem.
Yeah, what was it, June 8th? Hey, we're not going to accept dollars and oil anymore. I saw a post on X and it said, well, we've had a contract for 80 years. And then it goes to say that, well, in 1974, the contract was signed. And I'm like, couldn't quite do the math on that one. But no, I think it was 1974. I don't know where the 80 years came from. Maybe that's something different. But anyway, yeah, that whole thing's gone 50 years now.
I was hearing 72 and 50 years. Or maybe it was.
No, I think it's 50 years. I think it was 1974.
Okay.
But I guess, you know, if you go back to what's 30 years before that, you know, they go to the Bretton Woods thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Official contracts and handshakes are different, I guess, you know, behind the scenes things. But the fact is, it ain't all about dollars anymore. And you got to look at what happened, you know, in the early 2000s. What did we do? We went to war for the dollar, basically the petrodollar. I mean, this whole war on terror thing was over the petrodollar. I mean, Gaddafi got taken out because of it. Hussein got taken out because of it. I mean, just
Okay, I
because
have
they're
thoughts.
like, hey, we'll take euros, we'll take gold, we'll take something else besides the dollar. No, you won't.
Right.
If you're 18, sign up. Everything's going to be fine. Just follow orders. We're going to go take things. We're going to break things. We're going to enforce the petrodollar. Guess what? Not anymore. Because the other countries are saying, no, we're not going to take your dollars anymore.
Okay,
F
but
you.
Westwood, I have thoughts about this.
All right.
Trump, you know how he talks like in broken sentences, and he'll
Yeah.
put like where you think it's this sentence, but it's really like the last part of this sentence and the first part of that.
No,
sentence
it's like when
actually
you
this
text something and the context is wrong, and if you read it one way, it means one thing. You read it another way, it means something else.
Right.
Yeah.
So he mentioned his MIT connection the other day. He's mentioning power. He's mentioning, he's talking about like ending taxes, which we know, like we didn't have income
That's
tax.
a great thing because that goes back to pre-Federal Reserve stuff. That's how they got their money, through tariffs and not through direct income tax on people.
Okay.
So I think that's a good thing because you can choose not to buy something from overseas.
Right. We also know about Tesla energy, free energy.
Right.
The petrodollar can end because
I don't care.
and the US
I
dollar
don't care.
still have power. Trump talks about us having liquid gold under our feet. That
I agree
could
with
be
you 100%.
free energy in different ways. Maybe it's fission, nuclear fusion, whatever they talk about. I don't know if I'm using the right words. Or it could be free energy, whatever. Like energy could be in a different form and could still be the US dollar going forward.
Well, that's the way I've always looked at it with Trump. I mean, when he says, and people are dogging him about, oh, he was anti-crypto in the past. I'm like, no, he really wasn't anti-crypto. I mean, he had a bunch of NFTs that he created, and Melania's had a lot of NFTs. So it's not like they're anti-crypto. I mean, when he was asked the first time, I remember, I think he was president at the time, well, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Well, I believe in a strong dollar. I think the dollar should be strong. And I'm like, I do too. I wish the dollar were a dollar. I wish it were this MF and coin right here in my pocket, a defined dollar right here. I believe in a strong dollar. However, if we're going to have a Federal Reserve, then fine. I would rather have something different because that's a whole rigged thing. But if it's a
punish them.
I just reward them and shut them up.
I know.
Like, eat a treat. So it's like, what? But no, it's you got to pick your battles. So it's I'm a lover, not a fighter. So it comes down to I would rather have a strong dollar. Yes, I believe in a strong dollar. I don't believe in a federal, this is not a dollar right here. I don't believe in a Federal Reserve note. That is not a dollar. That's my left pocket. In my right pocket, I've got a real dollar. This is what it should be, and that's what it should be based on. So I agree with him. I wish we didn't have a need for blockchain. I wish we didn't have a need for, anything else. And if we had a dollar, now it can go digital and it's fine. But I wish we didn't need to seek out these other alternatives because, again, you're trying to play against the house in a rigged game in a casino. I don't want to do that. I just want to know that if I go to work, what I get paid in, a real dollar, it's not going to lose value. So I'm all for that. And guess what? I agree because, if you look at the big picture, if you don't have an income tax and you get rid of that, okay, now you're not taxing somebody for exercising their labor because you got a lot of people right now that are like, I don't want to work. F it. Why would I work? So you got people over here, open the southern border, they'll take all the jobs that nobody wants. Okay, fine. Let's do that. The alternative is, hey, do you want to work for something real instead of something that's created out of nothing, instead of a fiction? You want to work for a real dollar that has some value? And I'm like, okay, yeah, now you're talking. More people are going to say, okay, I'm not going to lose all my money on, inflated egg prices.
Your work for another hard asset.
Exactly. That's all it is. You're trading this asset that you have and you can control for another asset that's not going to lose value and you're not going to get raped out of. But that's what's happening now. And that's why so many people say, F it, I'm not going to work.
Yes, because any form of money that is not a hard asset is counterfeiting human energy. So I'm like working through this whole thing with the whole counterfeiting human energy. And so I've kind of moved
100% right.
past any money to, if it is a hard asset, then okay, that's not counterfeiting human energy because you're trading a hard asset for a hard asset. So that's peer-to-peer, or it's a hard asset for a hard asset. Human energy for a hard asset. You're exchanging, you're moving a hard asset to a hard asset. So that
Right.
works. A hard asset, my energy for gold, silver, land, whatever, a hard asset is an even exchange. But if I put it in fiat, then it is counterfeiting human energy, which is trafficking humans. That's where I'm getting to.
I agree. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's just.
I'm going to go into my long version of that at our meetup, because I unpacked this whole thing with my mom and I made her sit through the whole conversation, and she's like, "No, you're right."
Right. No, you are absolutely right. And so here's the thing. If you eliminate an income tax to where people aren't taxed on their wages, taxed on their energy, if they're not taxed on their energy anymore, they're like, oh, well, I've got more incentive. What am I going to get for it? And guess what? If you put tariffs on things that are made outside of the country, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's going to lead to all these trade wars and all this stuff. Guess what? We got all the resources. Go ask Bex Weir. We got all the gold in the Grand Canyon. We got all the gold in the mountains. We got all kinds of oil that we haven't tapped. And if you've got the oil, and we're not even talking Tesla technology, if we just got the basic, right? Yeah. Let's say we don't even have any of that, which we probably do. I mean, nobody knew about the stealth bomber, and there it was. So, I mean, how many things do they have? We don't know about. But if we just look at, okay, this is the norm, this is the reality, we got so much oil, it's ridiculous. And what is oil? It's energy. And if we produce it in-house and we're not importing it, who cares? I mean, we'll produce everything that we need. We're in a position in this country to win, baby, win. I mean, we'll get sick of winning. The thing is, I want to get sick of winning because we've got all the resources and we just need to do the right thing. And, what he's saying right now is right. Will that happen? I certainly hope so.
I certainly hope so.
If I had a magic wand, fix this stuff overnight. Jubilee, hard money, no taxes on your energy, no taxes on your home improvement. There's a lot of things you can do to fix things. But instead, we're sold out to the military industrial complex, the medical industrial complex, all these casinos, all these casinos. And, it's just like, well, just keep playing and buy some NVIDIA stock and you'll do well. Buy some Microsoft and you'll do well. Do this and you'll do well. Okay, yeah, so I got these casino chips that I'll probably never be able to cash out. And then if I want to cash them out into Bitcoin out of my retirement, they're not going to let me do it. I'm not going to be able to exit, unless, I follow their rules. I mean, it's just like.
And then you're paying fees.
Oh, yeah.
They are making bets on your bids, and they are making bank. Why is it that, what did they say? That whole thing that they follow Nancy Pelosi's bids or whatever, and her latest.
Track the money.
She made another $1 million or $1 billion or whatever. Yeah. I mean, that's insane. It's completely insane.
That's the golden hammer right there, baby. Follow Pelosi. Paul Pelosi. Where's the golden hammer tonight?
Yeah. Well, I think that sleeps with her husband or whatever. It's gone off the rails.
Consumer confidence, 7-month low. Unemployment filers, 10-month high. Unemployment insurance, 10-month high. We've got a electric car company down the road, Rivian. And they came out and they said, well, they've been losing money. They've been bleeding money. But, with all the government and state incentives, the national incentives, all the stuff, they're still losing money. And they came out, I think a couple of days ago today, maybe, I don't even know what it was. They said, well, we no longer have 3 shifts. We have 2 shifts. And we can make as many cars using 2 shifts that we did with 3 shifts. And so we've made it more efficient. And it's like, but I mean, I look out here, 13 miles away, there's windmills. And, when you have a massive storm come through, that gets destroyed. You got these electric vehicles. I mean, where's that coming from? How many parts do you need to import? And who are you dependent upon? I mean, none of this works unless the government picks winners and losers. And, I mean, it's all falling apart. You need to have a free market to where people can say, listen, I can go. go make money doing this. It's just like, okay, you want to make money? What do people need? And that's what you do. But, you know, if the government incentivizes it, okay, let's see. Mitch, you like raspberries? Mitch likes raspberries. Okay. How many raspberry fields do we have around here? Zero. Got a little raspberry patch over here. Mitch was eating some raspberries. You know, he's like, I like raspberries. But instead, we got corn growing all over the place. Why? Because the government incentivizes corn. And then they make high fructose corn syrup out of it. And they try to put it in gasoline, you know, and ethanol and all this stuff. They get all these incentives. However, if it were a free market, it'd be like, hey, Mitch likes raspberries. Okay, well, how many other people like raspberries? I might grow some raspberries. No, not going to do that. The government's got it. You know, I can get crop insurance. You know, it gets flooded. This happens. I mean, it's just a big rigged casino. I mean, you know, if you take down those barriers and you just destroy those things and you get back to a real free market, it will figure itself out. And that's the thing, because we figure it out. We decide what we're going to grow because we know we're not going to grow something nobody wants. And it's just, I mean, but instead, government knows best. They got it all figured out. And if they don't figure it out and they screw up, they'll just print more money.
Yeah. Did you see this?
For instance, the financial situation of the United States. When I talk to my conservative friends right here, they always tell me that the problem is high taxes. But they're wrong. Of course, high taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. But even those high taxes, higher than a lot of places in the world, but even those taxes are really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds.
Yeah.
Paper.
So what's the point of the high tax?
And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money. But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print unlimited amounts of money out of thin air, why did they collect taxes?
Listen to them laugh. They're laughing at us.
I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking. The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not. It's shocking, but it's true.
It's the mind control.
That's all it is. It's the illusion, and they get to laugh about it because it's like you can bitch and moan. It's Friday night. I'm pissed off. I'm going to the bar. I'm going to have some drinks. I'm going to bitch to my buddies like these taxes are too damn high. And you get mad about it, but it's like, but they don't need your money. They don't need the tax money. They can print all they want. They passed a $95 billion bill to send it overseas. They created the money. They did this. They said, how much you need? Yeah, you need that much. I'll give you more. I'll give you more. And that's what they did.
You don't, you're going to jail.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They figure, hey, we can enforce it though, and then you can live in fear. But I mean, if you look at the GDP of the United States and how much they spend, I mean, what is it? I mean, do the math on it. They don't need the money. It doesn't matter at this point. What difference at this point does it make? And that's the truth. It does not matter when you have a printing press. They do not need your money. I mean, you could eliminate the Federal Reserve and you can print all the money that you want, and it's inflationary, yes. However, you don't need the tax money to fund it because you could take everybody's tax money. It's not going to fund the government and pay off the debt. It can't do it. It won't do it. It's just a big joke. It's a big sham. It's an illusion. It's a magic trick. That's all it is. And then you look at the money and you start looking at the money. You're like, wow, there's a lot of occult stuff in here. There's a lot of little magic built into it. Yeah, because that's all it is. It's just a big deception. The Monopoly game with the rules. We've seen it many times. Hey, the bank can't go bankrupt. They'll just create more money. Just little IOUs. You create it on a little piece of paper if you run out of bills in the Monopoly game. They're telling you the truth. It's right in front of you. It's a big joke. It's a big sham. And this is why they have a problem with things like this, because that's what the founding fathers said is a real dollar, based on, certain metal content and how much weight it is, weights and measures. That's why you have a treasury, or I should say a mint, and then a treasury also. But that's money. And you can't counterfeit it. And that's why you have a mint, to where if you got a hunk of silver and, or fool's gold, let's just take it that way. You take it to the mint and they're like, that's fool's gold. That ain't real gold. I'm not going to mint a coin out of that. But if you have real gold, you take it to the mint. Their job is to stamp the approval of the United States government onto it and say, yes, this is 1 ounce of gold. That's real money. I mean, that validates your labor of going to the Klondikes, or going to the gold rush in San Francisco and pulling this gold out and put your labor into it and the risk and everything involved. You take it back, it gets coined up, and they put the stamp of approval on it. That's why it's so important, those things. That's why we have it. That's why we have those institutions. And people have forgotten, and they just, I don't know. You got to wake up from the slavery at some point. You just do. Either you do or you don't. It's up to you.
There's lots of.
Well, if you come to the meetup, I'll send you some Litecoin, some sound money for the digital age. I'll teach you how to download a wallet. I'll teach you how to get out of the system. I'll send you some Digibyte. I'll do the things that, at least you have a mechanism to get out and trade peer-to-peer outside of their system, outside of that vampire casino. And there might be some people that might have some silver, and I don't know. I'm just saying, little pop-up trading post or something. There's vendors at the carnival. You never know.
It might be a fun party.
Yeah.
It might be celebrating, freedom, independence, trading peer-to-peer,
But I mean, seriously, are you going to save these under a mattress? I mean, if I had done that, the first paycheck that I got, and saved what I made under a mattress, and I take it out and I'm like, well, I'll get a couple of cigars and maybe a pint of whiskey. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It holds no value because they devalue it by creating more of it. And now that they can do it digitally, and they would love to make it all digital, then where does it end? And then they can control everything that you spend. They can shut you off if you go to a store. You know what? You've met your quota. Can't have any more cigars, Westwood. Cannot have any more gin and tonics, Westwood. Sorry. And what do you do? Full mark of the beast. That's what it is at that point.
Did you see that throw? Did you see that baseball throw? He is such a badass.
I know. Winning.
I bought a baseball jacket that I thought might have been his, and I bought it on eBay because I thought it might have been his baseball jacket. But you should be careful buying things on eBay late at night when you've had too many Tito's and you're Trump drunk. Just be careful. But I still wear it. I love it. It's a Warriors.
Well, it was the moment. It was the experience, right?
It was in the moment. I've gotten compliments on it. It's very nice. It's a Americana Warriors. Yeah. I can't remember. I've got it. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring it to the event.
Trump drunk. Hashtag Trump drunk.
Hashtag Trump drunk. I was Trump drunk.
Have you ever been Trump drunk? Have you ever been crypto
I had his
drunk?
baseball jacket.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. There's some amazing things happening in Oklahoma this week. The budget was approved. We had a really unusual, maybe, I don't know if this was one of the first times, our budget was debated and then approved by the governor after being debated publicly, open, transparently. And so it was approved then. And it was one of the largest single tax cuts ever for most transparent in the state, signed a state budget. So it was pretty significant. We also, there was this big find in Colorado, that Colorado was actually built on a 1.7 trillion land that was expropriated from tribal nations. More tribal news. You guys know I keep harping on this, that this is a jurisdiction issue. We're going to see this coming up and up again and again. This is like a gut thing for me.
Yeah,
That this is part of the making things right again.
Smoke.
That we are going to see that things are going to be brought back and made right with tribal lands, and now that's being addressed in Colorado. This article I thought was interesting, and I thought our friends at Road to Ruta would find this interesting, so I tagged them in this article. An AI model has proved insights that reveal that the price of silver will hit $50 within the next year or two. I think it'll be much sooner than that, and I think Cliff's data shows that as well. Once again, more tribal news.
Set that AI alarm to where it's 3 digits and then have it wake me up.
Wake me when it's 3 digits or more. Oklahoma City launches a tribal sovereignty institute. This is in Oklahoma City University. So when we were driving to Mom's, there were 5 or more and hundreds of U.S. Army really large vehicles headed to Oklahoma City for the weekend, or during the week. It wasn't even on the weekend. It was during the week. Huge things. This is a great win for 2A. Supreme Court strikes down federal ban on bump stock devices in the Washington Post. So, which that whole thing has been, it's like the whole thing on the Roe versus Wade. They tried to say it was about abortion, but it was really about states' rights. It wasn't about what they said. It was about the bump stock device. It's not about a gun firing quickly. It's about how the bump stock thing is. It's about how the device is formed or whatever. It's the bump stock, not the firing of the weapon. Anyway, educate yourself. Morons.
Everybody needs a 3D printer. Just saying.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad the Supreme Court did strike that down. This was great news. Once again, in Oklahoma, Governor Stitt issues an order to shield Oklahoma from Chinese Communist Party threats. They also did something against the WHO this week again. And then I just thought this was a badass video. Apparently there is some kind of horse competition where they take the bridle off, and whatever this is, God bless it. And she rides free with no bridle, and then she walks the horse around. And I just thought it was an awesome freedom kind of video thing, and thought we should include it in this week's.
Well, my young psychic daughter is into little horses and stuff right now.
Oh, I know.
Big thing, so.
I know. I got a message. I could not find a barn fast enough. Thank God you found the barn. But I am bringing her a little present.
Found the barn. You got multiple barns now. Barns here,
you have multiple barns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to my mom. How you doing, Mom? I know you're watching.
Aw. Love you, Miss Kathy. I can't
Speaking of mom, she when she finds unique dollar bills or something, she'll say, "Oh, look, I found this. This looks cool. This looks cool." She found one that had a bunch of glitter on it, and she thought it was really, unique. And
that's
yeah,
cool.
that is very unique. Yeah,
that's very cool.
So, yeah, I put that one aside. Yeah,
that's good. I hope you washed your hands after that.
Cool stuff.
You should wash your hands.
Glitter bug.
Mm-hmm.
Get my hat on, baseball hat. Yeah.
Oh, good. So you doing spaces tonight, Westwood?
Yeah, why not? I'm already halfway into becoming completely inebriated, and good thing there was not much in that gin and tonic.
You're
and it's not glass. You know, that just goes to show that, you know, I bought that from the lovely Litecoin Lisa. It's quality. Did not break, not a crack, nothing. Good to go. Refill.
You guys
Party
should all
foul.
go check out my online
Well, dogs
store.
are licking the dollar bills on the floor that are wet right now. I feel like I'm back in the nightclub. You know, just anything with a dollar bill. Yeah, there we go.
Mojo, I will leave your comments privately.
So yeah,
yes.
I'll do a spaces. Why not?
I think that'll be
Why
great.
not?
I just want to say happy birthday, President Trump. We love you. God bless you and your family. And to all of the patriots that are out there that are like fighting the fight in all the different ways, like the people behind the scenes, the people that are taking the slings and arrows publicly.
Now we're talking Shakespeare.
Yeah. To this girl on the horse, that's like, that's how I feel some days, is like, bring it on.
All right, where's that? Cue the little girl. You got it queued up. You need to be like Jim Cramer.
I don't. No, I feel like this girl on the horse today. Like,
okay,
she's got like face paint on, and she took the bridle off that horse, and she's like, you know what? I might fall off this damn horse, but I'm gonna ride it with my hands up and like, come on, come at me. Let's go through this war all the way to the end. And if it takes me out, then it takes me out. Like,
did you think it would be easy fighting a bunch of sick vampires? I mean,
Satanists.
You know, that have crawled themselves into every institution, run everything with their little secret societies and little handshakes and their little effeminate crap that they do, you know, and just, you know, all their little clubs, and I mean, all these people, these cardboard cutouts of, you know, I mean, these losers. I mean, they can't do anything and create anything and hijack everything. Did you really think it would be easy trying to wrestle it from them? They're going to use everything they can, every ounce of energy, false energy that they have.
But do you know how powerful it is to be like at the place where you do see that?
Yeah,
you can see the win and you can see the end.
Absolutely.
Not even the end, but you can see not the end. You can look back and see the war and see the wins of the war and say like, oh my gosh, there are heroes in the war. Look at the heroes. And the heroes may be Julian Assange in prison. And you know what, you guys, that's the other thing. He's having a hearing on, I believe, July the 8th or 9th. Be praying and thinking of him and sending him a lot of power and strength. There are heroes and people in the war right now. And to me, that's the win, is that we see the unfolding of, like, we've been in this like darkness of Katy Perry and Taylor Swift and this, you know,
artificial entertainment,
war life of these demons running the world. And now
here's the thing, Lisa.
Heroes fighting.
Here's what pisses me off, and this is the reality of it. I don't want to go watch somebody and pay a bunch of money and have to go to Europe because the dollar's strong and you can't watch this person in the United States. And you got to go overseas to get a ticket that's affordable. It's, you know, cheaper to do that. And then what do? They lip sync it. They can't even sing it live. I mean, it's just like, well, I'll just cue it up on the little speaker over here. Why do you want to go watch somebody and be entertained by somebody when they're not even real? They're not even giving their emotion into it. They're just dancing around in a bunch of costumes and lip sync into the whole thing. Give me a break. I mean, that whole music industry, I mean, once again, hijacked, completely hijacked.
Auto-tuned.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Next, it's like Netflix. Next episode. Are you still watching?
And
what happened?
Are
you being a jerk?
Oh, no jerk dogs allowed.
Yeah, punished.
No.
At the end of the day,
Lisa sing "Don't Stop Believing" at Metamora, Illinois.
It will happen. It's going to happen.
It will most likely happen.
Might get you on stage because they have live bands on the pavilion. You know, drag Lisa up there in high heels and, you know, Daisy Dukes, and just going to sing.
That would be a bad idea. That we hopefully there's no guitars and chords around, because then I fall down. But I do love to sing.
We got a little rum from Mark Weems that showed up today from Puerto Rico.
Oh, is Mark not able to come?
No, he's coming. He just didn't want to fly with it. I don't blame him because they took my lighter last time I flew out of Oklahoma even. Come on, man. Nah, that's all right. That's all right. You know, I still think about that. It kind of irks me a little bit. You know, at the time I'm like, yeah, whatever. But, you know, it kind of does gnaw at me a little bit.
No, the TSA are Gestapo. They are shaking people down for metal.
And they're the weakest looking people I've ever seen. I mean, they really are.
But they're shaking people down for metal. That's where they say they're doing it for water.
Yeah, because this lighter was hefty. I mean, you know, they're like, oh, it might have some silver on it.
They're not looking for water. They're looking for metal. Just
they're
like
looking,
what they're
taking my alkalized water. You know, that's what they're doing because they can't get any of it in the city. You know, it's going through all these.
They don't care how much shampoo you're hustling to Austin. They want to know how many coins you're taking to Westwood. That's what they're worried about.
I know every time Lisa goes, they're like, hey, I think you got some coins hidden in that bra. Come over here behind the screen.
They were worried about how many coins I had in my bag when I was coming back from Texas. And then they found out it was a compact from my grandmother that I had and a Litecoin silver round. And then they couldn't take it from me.
Right.
And they were trying to shake me down for silver, not for liquids.
Oh yeah.
They aren't worried about
shaking it down for bags of silver.
They're not worried about your safety. They're trying to take since 9/11, they are trying to take your metals, our metals, out of circulation. That is what TSA is about.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
Yep. You know, shake you down for your wealth. You know, it's just like crossing the border, you know, in Nazi Germany kind of thing. You're smuggling stuff out. It's like, oh, we can't let that leave. We gotta keep that for the dark forces, you know. Vader needs his
your
payout.
Freedom money out of circulation.
That reminds me of something. You know,
we
Bix
probably said it to get us kicked off air.
Well, you know, the thing is, Bix talks about the little notch, you know, after 2021 when they changed the coin, you know, the silver rounds, they got the little notch on it, you know, and that can.
I shared that with the guys on WBRT this week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That could be used, you know, because the atomic structure, they're all unique, that kind of thing. To me, I think there will be a value. I talked about it in Spaces last week a little bit. I think there will be a value to the pre-notched coins because those are like kind of untrackable. You know what I mean? They don't have the little notch.
Okay, so I love you, but
I'm just saying.
Only reason I'm pushing back is that
Push me.
Bix said that the reason that he didn't think that was a security thing, the reason that he pushed back on the notch being not a security thing is that anyone can file a notch on any coin. So any of those that could have a flat spot filed on them, and then you could scan them.
You could digitize it.
You could scan. You could file it and polish it, and then digitize it.
You could, but it's almost like, will it be perfect? Because I mean, you think about it. You know, if the Mint does it, it's got to be in the right place. You know, I would think they'd be able to know that, you know, okay, well, there's, you know, so many atoms, you know, missing from this coin because somebody didn't shape
or it right. It's not, maybe it's not one of the recorded. So, well, it's not one of the original recorded. It's not on the ledger. So this is a new one that's not on the ledger. So maybe you're right.
Well, if I got notches on the cigars, I'm going to stop smoking them. Maybe that's a good thing. I got my share of cigars. And I got some rum from Mark Weems, you know, that's still pre-embargo. And then Benny, shout out to him. We're going to be doing some Benny shots. You know, we got the bottle secured from Benny.
Hopefully Benny can be there too.
We got some Benny shots.
I can't wait to see it. I Am might make it up from
oh, that'd be awesome. How awesome would that be?
To see him.
Well, I think he was booking the plane flight, you know, at the beginning of World Blockchain Roundtable. That's why he was late.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to drive.
Well, good for him. So he said, no, I'm not flying.
From Texas. or in Texas right now. And he's a great guy. I've been doing shows on Monday with him, and he's been on, I met him through Sean and World Blockchain Roundtable, and he's a really great guy, super smart. And he and his wife, I believe, are both former military. I know his wife is.
Nice.
And just really great guy. He's on Den Social a lot, posts a lot on den.social.
Yeah, go follow him on YouTube. Is he in the chat? Because you can click on his image and go follow him on
You can
YouTube.
follow him on YouTube. You can also follow him on den.social in the Mighty Layer, or that's where he posts the most, is on den.social. You can also follow him on Twitter at we. Yeah. So hopefully he's going to make it up there. I'm just super excited to see everybody and have a great weekend. It feels like home
at on Thursday with I Am for I Am.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun.
We're going to hash it out live right here, you and me, right here at the bar.
That will be so much fun. I can't wait to see Dave and Javi.
And you know, it'll be the 51st episode, I think. Almost a year. Nonstop.
That's awesome. Yeah. Great bunch of people. So great humans, great place, and can't wait to see everybody there. So we'll see you guys tonight on Spaces. If you did not get to see the Hash It Out episode from yesterday, please go watch that over on Blind Dave's channel. And thank you guys all for watching. And also, before we leave, hold on, wait a minute. We only have a few more days to help Reggie. I am asking you guys. I have looked into this. I've talked to Reggie about it myself. He is a very proud man. He's very humble, and I have personally contributed because I believe in him, and
they're trying to steal his patents now through the court system. Isn't that what they're doing?
So yeah, basically it's like a lawfare thing. There's a possibility, allegedly, there's a possibility that if they were to like put him in a vulnerable position, that he would be in a position where he couldn't defend or have be in a position to defend the his patents. And so the community has come around in a really strong way. There are multiple ways where you can participate. You can either just make a donation. This is all organic. So it's like multiple people have things set up. There's a guy in New Zealand who is like got a bullion thing where you can.
Yeah, I want that link. I got to find that because I want to get that.
You can buy rounds. And I think they're like 150 per round, but they're Veritasium and have the patent numbers on them, whatever. There's a guy out of Texas that's a bullion guy that's doing it. And then you can just give crypto that they're giving to the attorneys or whatever, that it goes to Reggie's legal fund. And so it's all organic. It's a community effort. And it's going to help support and help Reggie. And I would just ask you guys to like look into it yourself. Once again, this is a do your own research kind of thing, but it is something that I personally participated in. And this is the kind of thing like where we all have to grow up. We all have to be adults. We all have to make decisions for ourselves. But this is a man who, if you guys have ever listened to any of his messages, like this is about his patents are about us being able to transact peer-to-peer. And I'm going to be talking about this more at the meetup, that I believe his patents are even more about, like, as I've been unpacking this kind of stuff and the human trafficking stuff. And I know it gets a little woo and we don't have to talk about it all right here, but I think the human trafficking stuff is even about like money is a form of human trafficking. It's our energy. It's us that we're putting our money or our labor to be spent somewhere. Well, then when it's put in a third party, that puts it in somebody else's possession. And so that allows us or our labor to be trafficked or used outside of our control. And so if we can use Reggie's patents for us to retain our energy and transact peer-to-peer, then we stop being trafficked, because we are being trafficked by using fiat. So if we can use Reggie's patents and exchange peer-to-peer, if we can transact peer-to-peer, then a lot of this human trafficking goes away. And those of you that are in the state national kind of circles can understand some of this and unpack some of this. We can get more deeper into those conversations in other circles and stuff. I know it gets kind of weighty and stuff. I don't want to confuse people, but I think there's a lot of that conversation to be had. And I'm happy to have those conversations with people as we kind of unpack all this. But I think that's where we're going. So
come to the meetup and you can ride the egg roll. You know, you and Lisa can sit on the ride and you can talk about this, you know, one-on-one.
Yeah. But please consider giving to Reggie Middleton's legal fund. There's more links in the description. Reach out to me if you have questions. I'm happy to discuss any of this with you. And you can also join the Telegram group. There's a very official Telegram group that a lot of people are talking about. It is an organic effort. And you can find more.
If you want to support Lisa for getting the message out and talking about this, join her Patreon. I mean, you know, that way, you know, you can fund her trips.
But up until the 20th, just give to Reggie. After that,
all right.
you can help me.
Right.
But up until the 20th, please help Reggie. After that, I appreciate any support to my channel. But up until then, like, it's really about right now, we just need to help Reggie.
Right.
So I appreciate you all. God bless. We'll see you at Westwoods next weekend.
Right coin, sound money for the digital age.
Get Trump drunk.
They murdered my family. They thought they murdered me. My actions are not vengeance. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Telling you that. Do you get it? We are in a war. It's a digital war. You just watch what happened a couple minutes ago, and then you're wondering, but why doesn't he tell us this detail right here? Why? Why the fuck do you think they don't? Are you pissed yet? You've got days to save your country. And when people do what they have to do, don't be fussing like somebody is overstepping the line. If you hear that from somebody, tell them to shut the fuck up and get out of our face. We're not letting the steal stand. Take that and stuff it right up your ass. It's not gonna happen. Am I being clear enough?
I know listen.
My administration will be here for you every single step of the way.
They murdered my family. They thought they murdered me. My actions are not vengeance. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Telling you that. Do you get it? We are in a war. It's a digital war. You just watch what happened a couple minutes ago, and then you're wondering, but why doesn't he tell us this detail right here? Why? Why the fuck do you think they don't? Are you pissed yet? You've got days to save your country. And when people do what they have to do, don't be fussing like somebody is overstepping the line. If you hear that from somebody, tell them to shut the fuck up and get out of our face. We're not letting the seal stand. Take that and stuff it right up your ass. It's not gonna happen. Am I being clear enough for me?
I know it's listen.
My administration will be here for you every single step of the way. We've done everything we can do, and now we're just waiting for the storm. And I guess it's right behind me. It's following me.
We're on the front lines of the most important battle in history, and it is the battle to save democracy and freedom and human liberty and human dignity from this totalitarian cartel that is trying to rob us simultaneously in every nation in the world of the rights that every human being is born with. So thank you for your courage, thank you for your commitment, and thank you for your brotherhood. And I can pledge to you that I will go down dying with my boots on, fighting side by side with all of you to make sure that we return these rights and preserve them for our children. And I will see all of you on the barricades. Thank you.
I'm going to pull the whole thing down. I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's got to be biblical.